What about this? How do you like this? What should I do with this? What do you think about this? Should I handle this? Should I not handle this? And all these questions.
Now I make that connection. So if you want to back this into yesterday's video, I'm sorry, Linda, I understand. We are not disagreeing. I do agree with you. But really, it must be pretty awesome that you've done that work and then someone comes to you and says, how do we do this? And you're like, welcome to Biz Glitch number 98. It's April 7th, 2024. We have all kinds of glitches. See, we're using the word glitch as a kinder, gentler way of saying mistake. It's like, as opposed to, let's see, preparing the chicken at the local senior center for a luncheon and poisoning everybody with salmonella by mistake.
That really happened.
In our town here in Connecticut. That's a big mistake. Whereas a glitch is like watching your little baby taking their first couple of steps.
And then they topple over.
You see, that's a kinder, gentler. But what's the thing about that baby? They get up and they do it again. And that's what 366 is. It's about stuff that we've seen or we've seen other people seen or mistakes we've made to help you have a much better experience with your business and take those baby steps and not poison half the town.
Today's glitch is how many interruptions of something you think they know how to do does it take before you decide to put it in writing and document the tasks? The glitch is really avoiding, ignoring, procrastinating on the procedure manual. One of the reasons I learned how to implement this procedure manual is because I had so many interruptions of so many people coming to me like, how do I do this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, but if I don't lead them, if I don't direct them, if I don't guide them, if I don't instruct them, if I don't train them, how are they going to know? And then how do you even build the confidence? All right.
How nuts do you got to make yourself because you didn't make yourself nuts doing the task of the manual?
I remember being in my office and they would come in and I'm like, isn't that in the manual? And it's like, no, it's not. Okay, add it to the manual. All right, someone will come in again. And I'm like, isn't that in the manual? Not in the manual. I hired somebody to help me draft this thing because it was such a monster of a thing between the database and all the different types of endorsements and someone buying a new car or selling a car, buying a house, selling a house, certificates, all these insurance type tasks, and then add to it the database of the functions that had to go in to make sure it was all documented. Because in the insurance world, one false move and you could be sued. So the procedure manual became paramount, in my opinion. And I needed assistance to help me guide how to lay it out, how to draft it, how to start it, how to go through it, how to bring in people to make it as cohesive as possible with all the other things that people are doing that you don't handle anymore.
But doesn't it come pretty cool after a while if somebody comes to you and says,
it's in the manual.
Did you look in the manual first?
Yes.
Because then you're modifying their behavior, which, by the way, now I see the connection with yesterday's glitch about delegating when you talked about having a team meeting and reviewing procedures and things in the manual.
It's in the manual.
Even if it's not. Say, did you check the manual first? Because you're changing their behavior right there.
And if it's not, then it's more team building. It's more reinforcing how this takes a team to implement all these different tasks and the delegating of it, the documenting of it. It's pretty cool, but it's a part-time job at the same time when you first get started. Any new thing, any learning curve is utterly exhausting until you scale it, you conquer it, and then all of a sudden you're like, you don't even know how much time that you save other than the freedom and the relief of not having this arduous task be even more arduous.
And thank you for tying back to what I said yesterday in my introduction, where I said when I was a young manager of a customer service department, I wanted to do less.
Yeah.
And so I delegated more. And a procedure manual here helps you to achieve the same goal.
I want to just debate a little bit on this concept of I wanted to do less. I don't know if it's necessarily when you're delegating that you're going to do less. I think you do less of the things you don't want to do, but that means you're also going to be doing more of the things that make sense for you.
That was it. I wanted to do less of the things I didn't want to do. That's correct. Thank you for helping me clarify.
With that, in the email for the Glitch Gurus, there is an article that we've provided that Indeed wrote on the benefits of drafting a procedure manual and even more polite nudges of why this is so critical for your business. If you have people who are relying on your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, and all the things you've been doing on your own, that now you get to delegate.
I want to delegate something to you in the audience. Come closer. Tune in tomorrow. We'll see you then for the next Biz Glitch. Have a nice day. Action.
I don't even know what to say. Okay. How many... Okay, cut, set. Okay.
Don't forget Mercury.